off this list, in our number 10 spot we have Baal. Baal is ranked as the first of the Ars Goetia, which I obviously had to look up because I had no idea what that was. If you're like me and aren't exactly up to date on your demonology, as explained by the demonicparadisefandom.com, quote, the Ars Goetia, also known as the 72 Pillars, is a group comprised of 72 demons with exemplary strength and their own legions. They are listed in the grimoire Lesser Key of Solomon. Okay, cool, that was easy to understand. So, Baal is the first on that, and he is the principal king of hell. It is said that he governs somewhere from 66 to 250 legions of demons and spirits, so he's clearly a workaholic. In grimoire tradition, it is said that Baal appears in the form of a man, a cat, a toad, or different combinations of those with the appearance of a king or a soldier, but with the heads of these creatures, and on a set of spider legs. So, I'm just saying, the guy's not easy to miss. I feel like that's pretty clear exactly who that is. In our number 9 spot today we have Amon. Amon is the Great Marquis of Hell, and he is the 7th of the demons of the Ars Goetia, which thankfully we now know all about. It is said that he is in charge of governing 40 different legions of demons, but his favorite thing to do with humans is making them fall in love with each other. He is also known to settle debates, and you might be sitting there thinking that this guy actually sounds pretty cool and nice, but despite these cool nice things he enjoys, he is anything but nice. Just like he can make people fall in love, he can do the exact opposite as well. He can cause people to turn against each other and can even will someone to harm the innocent, which is terrifying. To make that thought slightly less horrifying, it is said he doesn't usually do this for no reason, and usually only does this when attacked or if someone is standing in his way of completing a mission. Still not good, but I suppose that's better than just random acts of violence. It is said that Amon appears as a wolf with a snake's tail and that he possesses the ability to breathe fire. Or he will appear as a man with dog teeth who is inside of a raven. I don't know, ask him about that one, not me. In our number 8 spot today we have Asmodeus. Asmodeus is the king of demons and earthly spirits and is often referred to as one of the 7 princes of hell. He also represents one of the 7 deadly sins, lust. Before becoming a demon in his former life, he was an angel who is known as Asmodel, the angel of April and patience who rules the zodiac sign Taurus. But of course we are here to talk about his demon form, which is said to appear as either a ruthless, brutal monster or as a kind of mischievous demon that is playful and quick thinking. Honestly, I'm not sure which form would be worse to encounter. The monster would be scary, but a little annoying demon would be so frustrating. For the most terrifying exit I've ever heard of, it is said that Asmodeus will cut himself into pieces and immediately after disappear. In our number 7 spot today we have Leviathan. Leviathan isn't fully a demon, but he is even a step above as he is a primordial beast of darkness and chaos, and he is one of the 7 princes of hell, as well as its gatekeeper. He also represents one of the deadly sins, envy. The entrance to hell is actually said to be Leviathan's mouth, known as the Hellmouth. The exact origins of Leviathan aren't exactly clear, but in the end it is agreed that he fell from God's grace and became the beast of the chaotic oceans that cannot be tamed by man or beast. So Leviathan is the beast of the oceans, Behemoth is the beast of the earth, and Ziz is the beast of the air. After the war in heaven, these 3 beasts all turned on each other and then threw all of what they govern and those who live in it into absolute madness. This forced God to step in and separate these 3 beasts so that they didn't completely destroy the earth. It is said that if anyone tries to escape the inferno of hell, Leviathan will devour them and suck them inside of his stomach. Here they will remain forever to be burned in the flames of the body. In our number 6 spot today we have Mammon. Mammon is another one of those fallen angels turned demon and is often associated with the sin of greed. Because of this, Mammon is the noble demon lord of cupidity, richness, abundance, prosperity, wealth, and injustice. It is said that even during his time in heaven, he spent more time looking at the golden roads rather than God himself because he was already obsessed with gold and riches. Actually, it is reported that his obsession with the gold was so serious that his fall from heaven wasn't really because he was passionate about Lucifer's rebellion, he was just too focused on wealth, and this was enough for him to be cast out by Archangel Gabriel. It is said that Mammon is the creator of alchemy, and he is the one who bestowed the knowledge to humans of what alchemical compounds are needed to make gold. It is said that because he gave this top secret information out, it led to the creation of these sort of humanoid creatures that possess great power and strength, which indirectly makes him the creator of these creatures. In our number 5 spot today we have Azazel. Azazel is one of the chief governors of the Grigori, which is a group of fallen angels who married female mortals, which then produced the Nephilim, which were these scary giant creatures that ate mortals. In the beginning, Azazel started as an eater of sins, but the more sins he consumed, the hungrier he became, and this led to him not being satiated by the sins he was receiving. The reason he was cast from heaven is because he taught men how to make swords, knives, shields, and breastplates, which then led to humans being corrupted and thinking that they were invisible. It is said that the humans went so far that they were planning to raid heaven, and this is when God told Raphael to bind Azazel's hands and feet, open up a hole in the desert, and toss him in, casting him into darkness. This worked, and for a long time Azazel remained in prison. It was so bad that the jagged rocks near him tore his physical body away, and this left him as a mass of darkness covered in mouths and eyes. Later freed by Lucifer, he went on to join the demons in hell. In our number 4 spot today we have Beelzebub. Beelzebub is a former seraph who turned into a high-ranking demon. He is one of the princes of hell and also oversees the Order of the Fly. He, Satan, and Lucifer form the triarchy of hell, which makes him one of the supreme monarchs of the underworld. As a seraphim, he was under the archangel Gabriel, but he was one of the very first angels to fall. He is often confused with Satan, and while the two names can technically be interchanged, they are two separate entities, and in some writings they even disagree at times. Beelzebub is associated with pride and gluttony, and he has also been held responsible for demonic possessions throughout the years. Unfortunately, flies are a very important thing for him, as it is said that he can take the form of them. Now his main job is to rule over the fallen angels as well as all of the demons that are originally from hell. In our number 3 spot today we have Paimon. Paimon is the 9th pillar of the Ars Goetia, and he is a king of hell that is most obedient to Lucifer. He is normally depicted as a strong man with a face that has softer features. He wears a crown, and he is seen riding a dromedary, which is a type of one-humped camel, usually trained for riding or races. Before him there is often a whole group of demons and ghouls who are in the shape of mortal men, playing instruments like trumpets and cymbals, which is of course meant to give Paimon a grand entrance to wherever he is on the way to. He is manipulative, malicious, and honestly pretty hostile. He inflicts psychological, physical, and spiritual torment, and will even go as far as to recreate traumatic events or just give terrifying visions and nightmares. His voice is so loud and roaring that whoever invokes him has to command him to alter his speech, or else he'll continue speaking at an ear-splitting volume, and he won't be able to be heard or understood. If he's not causing you torment, it is said that he can tell you all of the mysteries of the earth though. I'm still not convinced it's worth the risk, however. In our number 2 spot today we have Belial. Belial is the 68th spirit in the Goetia, and he is one of the crowned princes of hell, but he is also known as Hell's brightest fire, Evil's match, and the king of evil, so I think it's safe to say that he's pretty terrifying. He is mighty and powerful, and this is likely due to the fact that he was created right after Lucifer, which is of course part of the reason why Belial belongs to his order. Belial was once an angel, but after his fall from grace he became a demon of lies and guilt, and he possesses the ability to induce any type of sin, but his favorite is the sin of lust. Belial is so evil that it's said he started a civil war in hell. While still an angel just before his fall, in the War of Heaven, Belial slayed numerous angels, and as a demon, just in general, he would slay huge demonic armies that attempted to make any moves against him or any of the other 7 great kings. In our number 1 spot today we have Belphegor. Belphegor is a fallen angel, and after his fall from heaven, he has now become the demon lord presiding over the sin of sloth. It is said that as Belphegor served as a lieutenant from hell, he was sent to Earth on a mission by Satan. While he was on Earth, he grew quite fond of Paris, France, and it is said that because of this affinity, he now lurks deep within the catacombs under the city. Belphegor can be invoked by mortals who are wishing to find fame and wealth, usually through as little effort as possible. But these wishes are of course doomed to fail because of the demon's true mission to lure the dreamers into sloth. Through the failure of whatever was provided to the dreamer by Belphegor, he then draws them into procrastination and idle dreaming rather than active production, which then condemns them to a life of failure. Belphegor is also recognized as one of the 7 great kings who rule over hell.
Kicking off the list at number 10, William Thomas Stead. Born in 1849, William Thomas Stead was the son of Congregationalist minister, and at the age of 22, he was appointed as editor of the Northern Echo, a regional newspaper in Darlington. This British medium, Richard Borsonov, featured a photo of W.T. Stead and a spirit. Or a demon. One of the two, both pretty terrifying. While William was investigating a spiritual case, he took this photo with what's supposed to be the spirit of Pete Botha. Now, the reason many believe that maybe the spirit is evil is that Stead later on died in the Titanic. He boarded the ship to take part in a peace congress at Carnegie Hall, and survivors mentioned William Thomas Stead a few times. Apparently at dinner, he was chatting his way throughout the entire 11-course meal, recounting exciting, spooky times in his life, even mentioning a cursed mummy that he encountered at the British Museum once. That's a little odd for table talk. He even gave his life jacket to another passenger that night too. Stead would often claim that he would one day pass due to hanging or to drowning. And right before he was to be awarded with the Nobel Peace Prize, he passed away due to the latter. Was he cursed? I believe so, to be honest with you. What do you guys think? Number 9, the demonic boy photograph. It doesn't matter where or when, but odds are you've probably seen this photo at some point. All those late nights when you're scrolling through Reddit, you've probably seen this at some point. I know I have, and every time I see it, I'm kind of like, it looks pretty real. It's pretty haunting. You know when you see a photo, sometimes you get bad vibes, like it registers in your brain as something scary and real. Like you want to find something that looks fake about the photo, but it's tough. This photo was taken inside the Amityville house in 1976. It appears to be a young boy or ghost, spirit, demon, whatever, with glowing white eyes. It was taken with automatic cameras equipped with infrared. And it makes it even creepier that the boy looks like he's peeking around the corner. Like he knew something was coming almost, he didn't want to get caught. That's the creepiest part here. A photographer named Gene Campbell took it, and Gene was working with paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren at the time. Yeah, the famous duo now rocking the big screen Conjuring universe. This was a real thing. They were on this case in real life. This photo was revealed 3 years after it was taken, and it was revealed on the Merv Griffin show. Imagine seeing this on a show, like Jimmy Kimmel whips this out. It's like, hey, we're gonna play Plinko. Check out this demon. Many believe this is the ghost of John DeFeo, one of the boys who lived there prior during the 1974 event. Now we're still trying to cover this one, but what do you guys think? Is this an elaborate hoax? Is this a young boy? Or is this one of the many demons that was said to haunt the house? Sound off down below. Number 8, the SS Watertown. This picture here perhaps is one of the creepiest on this list. I'm not sure what to think of this one. It comes from 1924 and it shows what appears to be 2 older men, or 2 older figures almost. I don't know, it's water, it's hard to tell. Some believe it's James Courtney and Michael Meehan in the water. Now the 2 had previously died and were buried at sea, hence that's why their first thought was them as to who it was. Other crew members saw these strange faces in the water as well, so when they turned back to get another look, 5 out of the 6 photos showed nothing. This was the only photo that showed what they saw. Are these the 2 lost crewmen, or is the vessel haunted by sinister forces? Number 7, backseat driver. This photo is from 1959. Okay, it was taken by a lady named Mabel Chinnery. And the photo at first glance is just a classic 60s shot of a man in a car. That man was Mabel's husband. Now the man in the back seat, however, that back left seat, we have no idea who that was. Her husband apparently was the only guy in the car at the time. And also, that's a pretty tough angle. If you wanted to recreate this photo with your friends after work, like try this. This is a really hard shot, even with phones now. It would be hard back in the day. It's like he's appearing to us through the seat almost with that angle. So either this is a lie, which happens often, people can lie, and a man was sitting in the back left seat, or like Mabel thinks, maybe this is her dead mother-in-law. Now, if she had said father-in-law, I think maybe it was his spirit, but this for sure looks like an older gentleman with a collar or something. Kind of looks like, dare I say it, the devil. I don't know, I read a lot of comic books. Number 6, Coventry Society Demon. You may be thinking, some of these may not be demons, Taylor, maybe they're just nice spirits who stuck around after they passed. Yeah, while it's nice to believe that, photos like this convince me otherwise. This is from the Coventry Freeman Society, and it shows everybody at this event dressed to the nines. But when you look at the top left corner over here, you see a hooded figure. Somebody that clearly doesn't belong with the vibe in this room at this event. Nobody else was seen also at any point at that night wearing a hood like this, so of course many believe it was a dark part of the afterlife photobombing this event. Honestly, I totally believe that. This is a weird one. The hood, maybe I've been watching Harry Potter lately, I don't know. Maybe it's a Dementor, we actually don't know. Number 5, the ghost pilot. Oh, this one gives me the creeps. I'm hoping it's just a friendly ghost. I included it because it's kind of nice, but you never really know, honestly. This one, I did some research, it's creepy. Any sort of spirit I don't welcome. Yeah, I don't gamble on the afterlife. I'm actually all set. The ghost pilot is a photograph that shows a spirit from 1987. A woman named Mrs. Sayer was visiting an airfield in England, so of course she did the classic tourist thing and got a photo in the cockpit. We all do it at some point, but do you ever think of who may have died in that exact spot before? After the age of 10 years old, I was like, you know what, I understand ghosts, I'm not gonna sit in that tank. I'm good, thanks. People swear the Titanic was a cursed ship and that spirits were responsible for the ship's bad luck. Now, next time you want to sit in the pilot's seat, look around for spirits, because this image was developed and it appears that somebody or something was in the helicopter with Miss Sayer the whole time. Number 4, the Paris Demon. Originally, the tunnels under Paris were built for stone mines, but near the end of the 18th century, it turned into something haunting. Cemeteries were starting to fill up, and I mean that in a literal sense, and humans didn't figure out how to be clean, so bodies would just be laying on the sides of the roads. They started to pile up over time, so the solution was to use these catacombs. They were no longer needed for those mines anymore, so might as well use them as a mass graveyard. And now we have the scariest basement in the world. We have walls of skulls that on one hand, it's cool as hell, it's natural history, it's gothic yet beautiful, but when Google Maps tried to give a user an up-close look, it seemed to have caught a shadowy demon figure. With more than 6 million souls laying down there, it doesn't shock me to hear about something like this at all. There's a video of the street view, and in it you can see this figure. Check it out yourself. Number 3, Demons Are Us. For this next one, we'll be going down the Lego aisle. Yeah, how fun. A haunted Toys R Us. Can you imagine all those toys starting up at night by themselves? Bay Area's haunted Toys R Us is no longer a thing. Thankfully, as of 2018, that location closed down, but its tales, they live on forever. The Sunnyvale Toys R Us demonic presence appeared in the background of this photo. But of course, like others on this list, the people present at the time of the photo swear that nobody else was there. It's like everyone has bad memory, or everyone has good memory. I can't really tell right now. It's like, could this be a spirit or a demon caught on tape that just happens to be at a Toys R Us? I vote yes. Employees talked about creepy things happening there at night all the time, and the Sunnyvale store is indeed haunted by more than one ghost. That's what people say. The store stood where the Murphy farm once stood, so many think the spirit is the ghost of Johnny Johnson. I don't know, the fact that Ouija boards are a toy that is commonly used to, I don't know, communicate with spirits, maybe closing these doors was the best call. I don't think we welcomed in any good spirits. I don't think any spirits are clocking in for work, you know what I mean? Now it's closed, so I'm like, it didn't work. Whatever we tried, didn't work. Number 2, ghost boots. These boots are made for haunting, and that's just what they'll do. Yeah, I put a pair of boots on this list. That's where we're at now. This photo of a young girl may look like a classic family trip, but upon closer inspection, it seems like somebody or something is standing behind her. Now, of course, her father said that nobody was behind her at the time that it was taken, and I agree that, and like honestly, and I believe him. Honestly, that would be pretty weird if he was like, hey, can you stand right here? Yeah, you behind my daughter, don't move, but you stand right here in this open field, thanks. Ka-ching. I don't believe it, I don't buy it, it's weird. This shot was taken at Zushi Zenagawa, Japan, and you can see boots and what looks like clothing sticking out from behind the child's elbow. The kid's father said, I took a few photos, and when I was looking through them at night, I noticed the boots behind her. I took several photos in the same spot, but only one of them had boots. You always see that in movies, right? At night they're going through and they see like it's 2 a.m. It's never at a Walmart while it's being developed. They don't find these photos in a bright, busy area. It's always in like a dark kitchen. Ugh, it's creepy. So he freaked out and then put it on Reddit, and then now we're here. Full circle. And finally, coming in at number 1, cave drawings. I know these aren't photos, but come on, there's nothing more eerie than humanity's origin, right? Let's do it. Let's go back. Let's turn the clocks back. And for archaeologists from around the world, this cave system in France doubles as the world's oldest art gallery. These Paleolithic paintings are haunting to look at. They were created from humans about 20,000 years ago, and it's now considered a heritage site. There's many of these caves around the world. So if you're thinking about sneaking down there in the Lascaux caves and taking a look yourself, well, you better think again. The cave was opened originally in 1948, but due to carbon dioxide levels from visitors, it was closed in 1963. Learning about our history is challenging, and when it's slowly fading away, that surely doesn't help. Just gotta hold your breath while you read. This is crazy. I'm currently reading a book called Supernatural by Graham Hancock, and in it he tries to dig through history to find the origins of spirituality, and markings in caves like these ones from ages ago definitely help. They resemble these demon-looking creatures almost, and this is long before religion. These drawings were supposedly from hallucinations, but many believe it's one of the first accounts of a demon interacting with a human. It's just drawn on a cave wall. Pec Merle is a cave in France that also has these strange drawings, and some say they resemble aliens, others of course voting demons. What do you guys think? This is from 25,000 years ago. Write all your thoughts and concerns down in the comments.
Starting us off with number 10 is Asmodeus, better known as the King of Demons, one of the 7 princes of hell, or better yet, the King of the 9 hells. And here I was thinking there was only one hell. I'm mistaken clearly. According to Binsfeld's classification of demons, Asmodeus is the demon that symbolizes lust, which makes sense since he specializes in just that. Spreading lust. He apparently has 3 heads, one that looks like a man, one that looks like a sheep, and one that looks like a bull, and apparently the man head is the most evil. He also rides this horrific creature that looks like a lion, but it has a neck and wings of a dragon. If spreading lust wasn't enough, he also specializes in enacting revenge. He appears the most in the Book of Tobit, written in 400 AD, where he tortures Sarah, who is Regel's daughter. Regel just means friend of God. He kills 7 of Sarah's husbands all on their wedding night in order to stop them from consummating the marriage. He kills 7 of Sarah's husbands all on their wedding night in order to stop them from consummating the marriage. It's said that people who listen to him will spend an eternity in the 2nd level of hell. Now, I've given you all the info, whether you want to summon him or not, that's up to you. I'd probably say don't. Coming in at number 9 is Vine. No, not the 7-second video app that we all miss and spent way too much time on. In Christian demonology, Vine is, and I quote, known to be the trickiest, deadliest demon. He's a king of hell and he's also an earl. Fancy demon. Title demon. Vine is described as taking the form of a lion, riding a black horse, and holding a viper in his hand. So really, he could just kill you with any one of those animals if summoned and pissed off. And those 3 aside, he also governs over 36 legions of spirits. He's known to have the power to take a person's soul without permission, look into the past and present, and he can also create storms and make the oceans rough. He can discover hidden things and witches and bring down any structure he wants. People summon him to reveal their hidden downfalls and enemies, as well as help them build their lifetime goals. But with hard work, you can achieve that without summoning Vine, so just don't. At number 8 we have Belial. Now in the Hebrew Bible, Belial is basically talked about and described as the devil himself. Hello, alarm bells should be ringing right about now, red flags should be waving. His name translates to wicked or worthless, and the Dead Sea Scrolls title him the leader of the sons of darkness, the king of evil, the lord of lies, the prince of darkness, and the master of deceit. They say following Belial will make man cause bloodshed and other atrocities. According to the Satanic Bible, Belial is titled without a master, and so worshippers might look to summon him because he brings about independence and freedom. But I assure you, you can attain freedom and independence from other sources. You don't have to do this. His name is King of Evil, for God's sake. Filling our number 7 slot is Lilith, the first female demon on this list, and her name translates to night monster, because there aren't enough of those already. She can be found in the Bible, in Judaism, Roman and Mesopotamian mythology, but she's not found in the Quran. In some literature, she's depicted as the mother of Adam's demonic offspring after Eve. After refusing to be submissive to Adam, she left him in the Garden of Eden. In other literature, she leaves Adam before they have kids, and her demonic offspring are actually sired to the archangel Samael. The Dead Sea Scrolls warns against associating with Lilith. It says she loves frightening spirits of the destroying angels, demons, and spirits of bastards. Whatever that means, it sounds terrifying. She leads men astray in order to humiliate them. As the night monster, she embodies sensuality, terror, and unbridled freedom. She targets children and women in childbirth, and it's said that when a child is born, she has dominion over them for 8 days, and after that she has none. Hence, people use her to explain the death of a lot of infants. Lilith just sounds very mischievous, and if summoned, I just wouldn't trust her at all. I mean, she would probably lead me astray as well. So that's a hard no for me. Now at number 6 is Andras. With every link I open to learn more about this demon, the first word describing him on every single one of those web pages was violent. He's known to be an all-round shit stirrer, to put it frankly. Andras is known to be able to slaughter entire households, and he's sent out specifically to kill. His very purpose is to create discord among humans, and once he's in your mind, he whispers thoughts of killing people and violence and escalates people's existing problems. He's also known to be easily provoked, so if you do summon him, try not to get on his bad side, otherwise it's highly likely he'll kill you and everyone in a 10-kilometer radius of you and have no remorse about doing it. And in case you were wondering what this demon looks like, he has the body of an angel, how ironic, the head of an owl, he rides a black wolf and carries a saber for, I'm assuming, slaying purposes. Coming in at number 5 is Vapula or Nafula. Now off the bat, this demon seems pretty harmless. He's known for teaching sciences, philosophy and mechanics, and I'm assuming this is also behind the motive of why people summon him to begin with. His purpose is to make men know about all these different fields, but he's not just a nice professor-esque demon. Far from it actually. He governs 36 legions of spirits and demons and is the great Duke of Hell. He takes the form of a lion with the wings of a griffin, and because he's so smart, it makes him extremely crafty and deceptive. The people who get possessed by him start becoming smarter, but also more and more paranoid and distrustful of other people. Aside from knowledge, he specializes in deception. So it makes it very easy for him to manipulate virtually anyone. So if you do ignore me and decide to summon him, then be very wary and don't say I didn't warn you. At number 4 is Berith or Baal Berith. According to the Infernal Dictionary, Berith commands 26 legions of demons and has the title of the Duke of Hell. If you are trying to summon him, then you have to wear a silver ring with his specific seal and have it close to your face as a sign of respect. If Berith finds you're not paying the respect he's due, well then instant death is what awaits you. Aleister Crowley says that Berith is probably the smoothest talker you will ever meet, as well as the biggest liar. That's a killer combination. Just know it's guaranteed that if he's not answering a question, he is 100% lying. As a powerful demon, most people summon him for that reason, not realizing his main aim is to corrupt people who are seeking power. He can also show you the past, the present, or the future. A lot of alchemists actually believe he has the power to transmute base metals into gold, so a lot of people also summon him in search of fortune. Let me just leave you with the adjectives he's described with on every website I went on. Terrible, powerful, liar, hellish. Need I say more? Filling in on number 3 slot is Lamashtu. In Mesopotamian mythology, she used to be a menace to women who were giving birth and would actually kidnap their babies while they were being breastfed. After stealing those babies, she chews their bones and then drinks their blood. Definitely a demon not to be messed with. She's also been known for contaminating water, killing crops, and she enjoys wreaking havoc whenever she gets the chance. It's said that if you have the unfortunate luck of being possessed by her, then you'll suffer from grave nightmares, horrible sleep disturbances, and possibly a critical illness. So far, I'm hearing all cons for summoning her and not a single pro, people. But if you do summon Lamashtu, then you'll have in front of you a hairy creature with the head of a lioness, bird feet with talons, and donkey teeth and ears. Have fun with that. Now at number 2 is Beelzebub, which sounds like the name of a would-be cute round-looking Pokemon, but it's far from that. Originally, the Philistines worshipped him as a god, but later on he became a major demon in Abrahamic religions. He's known as one of the 7 princes of hell, as the Lord of the Flies or the Lord of the Flyers, and the Prince of Devils. He's also very high up in hell's hierarchy, and he's second just below Satan himself. In Christian demonology, it's said he led a revolt against the devil. He's Lucifer's chief lieutenant as well as the emperor of hell. At this point, I feel like every demon on this list is either a prince of hell or a king of hell. Binsfeld's classification of demons associates gluttony with Beelzebub. Binsfeld's classification of demons associates gluttony with Beelzebub. He's usually held responsible for most cases of demonic possessions, and his best work was apparently during the Salem witch trials. He possesses people to do absolutely horrific acts, and he's known for spreading belief about false gods, mainly himself. Aesthetically, he's a small withered creature with a long tail, a forked tongue, ram horns, and either purple or red skin. Do you really need this demon in your life? No, you don't. And finally, at number 1 is Samael. In Hebrew, Samael translates to blindness of God, venom of God, or poison of God. It doesn't matter which one you choose to go with, since they all scream toxic as hell. In Judaism, he's the angel of death and one of the 7 archangels, and is described by Satan as the destroyer, the accuser, and the seducer. Samael is not a fallen angel like Lucifer. No, his duties were dark from the very beginning. He condones it when humans sin, he likes it actually, and he further tempts them to do it. People describe him as being good and bad because God created him to execute his will at any cost whatsoever. So with that primal responsibility comes a lot of consequences. Looking wise, he's even worse. Samael has glaring eyes from the top of his head to the soles of his feet. He has 12 wings and is so tall it takes 500 years apparently to cover any distance that's equal to his height. He's said to be the ruler of the fifth heaven and commands 2 million angels. When describing his nature and his aim, someone said he aimed to be the new god but was evil, treacherous, and spiteful. I saw a thread on Reddit discussing how he makes Lucifer look good. Lucifer.